You're watching my favorite YouTube videos, my favorite YouTube channel. My name is Chill, last name Monger. As you can see, it's kind of happy news because what I've observed from what happened in the morning was good. The feedback that people are giving out underneath in the comment section, not just on my YouTube video, but specifically Good Morning America's YouTube video, have been double thumbs up, peachy, happy, encouraging to know that this isn't going to be like when it comes to the mainstream media, when it comes to something like ABC, this isn't going to be one of those hit pieces of Variety and Rolling Stone and Hollywood Reporter and The People and where does Cheyenne White Tree work at? All of those publications isn't going to continue. So let's just show what I mean. I'm going to scroll a little bit down and we're going to read the first comment that someone says. 68 likes. The fact that evidence of his injuries, were not admissible and that she actually hit him, yet she faced zero consequences, is beyond me. It's amazing that he, and he only, was convicted. So let's remember where we are, right? We're on ABC's or Good Morning America, 4 million subscribers. You know, there's 80,000 people who've seen this video, which is a lot. And that's the first thing you see in the comment section. It sets the pace of this video here. And then here's another one. The fact that even a trial for a misdemeanor and a first-time prosecutor, let alone they wouldn't file his charges against her, is crazy. And there we go, 229 likes. Make that 230. I think that's the one with the most likes, right? Next is 211. The fact that she was recording their conversations early on in the relationship lets you know what her intentions were. She had this planned. Is everyone going to begin with the fact? It's all positive news. Forget Marvel. His talent goes beyond comic book movies. This one got 376. Listen, people don't like comic book movies. I can't believe that is being sent right now. Lamara. I still believe in you, young brother. Brother with the hard ER. I feel like you got to put the A there or don't say it at all. I don't say it. I don't say brother. I don't say sisters, brothers. It just doesn't. I'm a R pronouncer. So therefore, I would never say something like that. Just saying. Small setback to a giant. Woof. Woof. I like that though. How they managed to find him guilty, but said you didn't do it, but you did it. Hopefully she moves on, and you as well. Dog, this feedback is glorious, and it keeps going. Look, rooting for you, Jonathan, with a heart. Give this man a second chance. Still does my head in on how he was found guilty, even with witness testimonials and video footage of her chasing him, apparently with broken finger and cuts. Look at him using his head logically. Now there are 24 replies. He fractured her finger. Read the court documents. There's a reason black women, jury deemed him guilty. He did it, then ran away like a coward, but you'll protect him no matter what because he's black. ... Peak Blinders. Then he gets then why was he found not guilty of intent? The jury made that ruling. Ooh, what's your comeback, Peak Blinders? I'm just gonna skip to Peak Blinders. Where's your comeback, Peak Blinders? I don't see it. Where they at though? See, Peak Blinders failed. Thought he had one, but he didn't. So this YouTube video was called Jonathan Majors Talks About Working in Hollywood Again. This is the second video. Jonathan Majors speaks out for the first time after conviction. You know, it got 93,000 9 hours ago. Now let's read some more. First comment with 474. Let this be a lesson to all that you must be mindful of who you date. If a relationship is starting to get toxic, address it early before it escalates to these types of situations. You know, that actually doesn't sound like he's for Jonathan exactly, because you could read that as he's for Stephanie. Maybe that's why it has so many likes, because both camps are going, yeah, we can agree there. They threw away all evidence that made her look bad. The injuries she made on him were not admissible. That's facts. The cops that arrested her wasn't able to speak, nor was she charged. The driver of the car that said she attacked him wasn't able to speak. No, the driver of the car wasn't able to speak in English. They said he has to speak in Urdu. As soon as he took the stand, they started saying, "Hey, do you know what objection means?" Okay, listen, buddy. What we're gonna do? You're not gonna do any of your testimony. We're gonna not have you do it on Friday. Well, for a whole weekend, the jury had to wait to hear this driver. A whole weekend of them only sitting on what Stephanie testified. That lingers. It was strategic. The audio from the body camera footage from the police officers wasn't allowed because it made her look bad. And it made the police look bad for figuring that they should get Jonathan on strangulation. The case was stacked against him in what they seemed ridiculous, in a way that seemed ridiculous. So much talent. This is why we should reject toxic relationships at all costs. So everyone with the word toxic, eh? Like Alicia Keys said and John Mayer said, a lesson learned. Y'all hear Good Morning America accurately described the charges? They accurately described them. Misdemeanor reckless assault. And then harassment is a violation. Meanwhile, the rest of the media are just saying assault. The jurors clear him of assault, intentional assault. But the media brands him with it. Truly sad story. Wow, I feel for him, loved his work. I believe him, and I really hope he can. And look at that. Look at that picture of a woman right there. Mayflower. Believe him. I hope he can get his career back on track. He may have been fired as Kang the Conqueror, but let's be real. Marvel isn't doing too hot. I believe he's innocent and will work again in Hollywood in the future. So the main point of what I'm doing here is trying to show you that the world isn't that divided. The people who have been in charge of writing these articles for the publications that work that they've been doing, these outlets have been negative, trying their best to get at him. From listening to Cat Williams talk about it, you just see him running away. They still try to get him. Everyone sees an injustice. Everybody's confused. The way Lindsay Davis in the interview was asking these questions. Everybody views this as Jonathan being on the straight up and narrow. And that's what I'm taking away. So it was a successful interview. After watching the full version, not even the full version, but another edited version that was longer, I got to hear more answers that surprised me, especially when he's like, why didn't you take the stand? Well, what am I going to say that the driver didn't already say? He had an answer like that, and I'll be covering that sometime on my channel. I watched it over on Dre Mac's show. That video is right here. Me and Dre on a live stream. So check that out. Listen to what me, Hines, Danny Does Law also had to say about this and see us reacting.